Hey there. It's good to see so many of you again. I'm your kindly old Uncle G, and this is the Retroactivate podcast, where we'll look at a classic LP that merits another look. This month we'll be giving Liz Phair's 1998 contribution, Whitechocolatespaceegg, another look. Though hardly as infamous as Phair's debut, Exile in Guyville, this collection of songs is more fully realized musically and lyrically. It's a welcome and necessary probe into the faulty road signs that derail our most intimate connections. The persona taken up in the title track, for example, doesn't need money, doesn't need wine. There's something moth-ridden at the core of romance, even if we still, a couple albums and an EP later, want all that stupid old shit like letters and sodas. We get reminded on Whitechocolatespaceegg that every hollow has its favorite sound. And it strikes me that this disc gives us examples of suspicious hollows and healthy hollows. Its author isn't afraid to make some pretty big conceptual leaps. The album's title is a bit of a head scratcher, for example, that I ultimately appreciate. Though I'd bet you $5 that at some point a committee of record executives pushed back against Whitechocolatespaceegg. You know, as if that title were being critiqued in a creative writing workshop. But hey, we've got chocolate as a Valentine's Day convention. The egg is a bisexual convention. Liz herself is a white woman playing the rock and roll music, and she's already gotten us curious about the spaces that make a sound when we strike at them. Family history becomes one of those spaces on Uncle Alvarez. A unique topic for pop music, a family portrait ends up under scrutiny here. As the song takes this guy on, it takes on the rather strange cultural clout upon which men hope to build a legacy, imaginary accomplishments, such as fighting in the Civil War or being part Cherokee. On this record, Phair is rarely content to be merely clever or merely provocative, and instead delivers genuine insight, humor, and warmth. When the singer proclaims, "It's hard to believe you were once a beautiful dancer," she gives Uncle A his actual due. All of this character's manly lore has obscured his real instinct and grace of movement. Only Son is a personal favorite, approaching us with the sadly honest truth that all these babies are born to the wrong kind of people. The song develops as a goodbye from a son who wears out his mother's heart and hurts his little sister. It's at once a departure and a longing for home, a longing to be held that I completely believe. The song starts in a lonely, sparse musical space and builds in a manner not unlike Moonlight Mile, or You Can't Always Get What You Want, eventually shifting gears into a double-time departure for Memphis, maybe. Our protagonist, car radio tuned to something much louder than the lament that ushers in the track. Here and on Baby Got Going, it's clear that this is Liz Phair's actual take on the Rolling Stones, even if Exile on Main Street may have supplied a matrix of sorts for the songs on Exile in Guyville. It might be yet another case of a white hipster space egg taking a crack at the blues, but I can hear the smirk and wink in the understated vocal. I remember reading praise for Steve Miller's vocal approach, one that hits the notes, doesn't beg for undue bluesy attention, and completely sells the song because of its restraint. And I think that Liz achieves a similar stance toward the material. In contrast, I think about not so much the Stones, who lend their own UK flair to the blues, but the bar band in Ghost World. You know, Phair remains untainted here by that sort of ugly white boy blues hammer posturing. Other influences here might include such mid-60s gems as Rubber Soul and Pet Sounds. If you're unfamiliar with this recording but a fan of Joni Mitchell's Blue, there might be something here for you. Forecasting into the future, however, I hear a kindred spirit in Courtney Barnett. So again, it's been swell, but the swelling went down. I'll be back next month with more on the music that built and then threatened to destroy and then had a tickle fight with this great nation of ours. Be sure to subscribe. It wouldn't be a party without you. This has been your kindly old Uncle G for the Retroactivate podcast. Until next month, stay strange.